He's manager Kelly Nicholson. This is the Coach's Corner right here on the Firebirds Extra Pregame Show. Kevin Fitzgerald here with you as always. And Coach, welcome back to Falmouth, the lovely confines here of Gov Fuller Field. And I want to start you off with a survey. What's your favorite ballpark in the Western Division? Forget about the Eastern Division teams. What's your favorite place to go to? What's your favorite stadium in the West?
Well,
Curious.
It's pretty easy. I really like going to Cotuit. I think it's a nice ballpark. They have friendly fans, and it's kind of a nice drive down there. So I really enjoy going down to Cotuit and playing.
We'll have a trip to Cotuit in a couple days. Just a couple days next week, we'll be playing against Cotuit. So, Coach, 6-1 victory yesterday. Big-time way to come back after a 5-0 loss the previous night. You get to play this Falmouth team again for a second time in just 3 days. How much have you talked to Corey Miller, who's on the mound today, about some of the tendencies of some of these hitters, seeing this team just 2 days earlier?
Well, he knows them. You know, he does a good job of paying attention to the game, and he's been on a chart and knew that he was going to face these guys tonight. So I think we've got the right guy on the mound. You know, he's a sinker ball guy and normally commands his zone, and so I'm looking forward to seeing him roll out there tonight and hopefully give us 5 or 6 good ones and get to our pen and hopefully roll back to Orleans with another win tonight.
The first pitch is coming up at 5:30 here at Gov Fuller Field. Yesterday it was a 6-1 win, Coach. Will Fulmer goes deep. Jordan Luplow has a 3-run blast. Fulmer in the number 2 slot yesterday. How big of a charge was it to grab that solo shot, get up early in the first inning off a pretty good pitcher in Dylan Toscano for Brewster?
Yeah, big boost for us. Hey, Will's a really good hitter, and I think he showed that last night. He's back in the lineup tonight, and he probably would have been in there more often had that ankle been healthy earlier. But it's good to have him in the lineup. It's good to have him in the 2-hole. He makes contact. He handles the bat well, and he can show some power like he did last night.
Yeah, the first pitch is coming up tonight against Falmouth at 5:30 right here at Gov Fuller Field. Kelly Nicholson here on the Coach's Corner on the Firebirds Extra Pregame Show. We just mentioned that Corey's getting the start tonight. Corey Miller, the Pepperdine righty, and he's someone who was in a position like many of these guys are a couple of weeks ago, the decision of whether to stay in school, come back for another year, or take your luck in the draft and go sign with Milwaukee, where he was drafted in the 16th round. You work with these guys for a couple months in the summer. How much do you advise them, or what advice do you give guys like Corey or Ross Kivett, someone who also faced that same decision, whether to stay or go?
I never advise them one way or the other. I did talk to Corey a little bit about that decision before he made that decision. Right. And after he decided to come back, the only thing I did, I walked up to him and gave him a big hug. So it was a welcome relief to us. I was a little worried that he was going to sign. We didn't want to lose a guy like that. He's a kind of a staple in our rotation. He's good, man. And had he signed, I told him I would have been the first one to congratulate you, because it's a boyhood dream to play professional baseball. So they're in a win-win situation, and that's all I told them. I don't ever give them any advice. That's their decision. They have to trust their gut and talk to their family. And I said, no matter what happens, you're going to make the right decision. You're either going to be winding up playing professional baseball, or you have to go back to Malibu for another year. Poor you, you know. So he was definitely in a win-win situation. I'm sure he's going to get an opportunity next year as well, Fitzy.
And Corey's on the mound tonight, like Coach, like he just said, a 5:30 first pitch against Falmouth today. The Coach's Corner on the Firebirds Extra Pregame Show, as always, with this guy, manager Kelly Nicholson. Thanks again for stopping by, Coach.
As always, good to stop by, Fitzy.
Back to more Firebirds Extra right now.